You know that little rush you get when you pull just one more card? That buzz in your chest when the spread lines up perfectly with your situation? That's not just magic. It's also chemistry. Science has a lot to say about your tarot obsession, and some of it might make you rethink how you use the cards. Hi, I'm Paul, and this is Tarot Logic, an analytical approach to intuitive reading. Every time you shuffle the deck, your brain is playing a game with uncertainty. It's the same mechanism that makes people pull slot machine levers. Psychologists call it variable reward scheduling. You don't know what you're going to get, but when you do get something satisfying, your brain releases dopamine. That's unpredictability, and it's addictive. And tarot is built on it. Humans are wired to find patterns, even when there aren't any. This is called apophenia, and it's part of how we survive. Tarot takes that wiring and turns it into a tool. When you see connections between cards, your brain gets a chemical reward for solving the puzzle. And because the images are rich with symbolism, there's always something to find. The danger? You can get hooked on the feeling of finding meaning and forget to actually apply the message. One reason people become obsessed with tarot is the comfort loop. You feel uncertain about something. You pull cards for reassurance. The reading gives you temporary relief. The uncertainty returns. This loop keeps you pulling cards over and over. Not because you need more guidance, but because you're chasing that moment of relief. Here's the thing. None of this means tarot is just chemicals. It means your brain and your spirit are cooperating. The same dopamine that makes you check your phone 100 times a day can also lock in new insights if you pause and integrate the message instead of rushing to pull again. How do we break the obsession cycle? Set a limit. Decide how many cards you'll pull before you start. Delay the repeat. Wait at least 24 hours before asking the same question. Journal the pull. Writing forces your brain to slow down and process the message. Act before you ask again. Don't return to the deck until you've taken at least one action based on your last reading. These steps keep tarot in the space of insight, not dependency. After my liver transplant and near-death experience, I went through a period of high anxiety. I was pulling cards constantly, sometimes 6, 7 times a day, and I realized I wasn't looking for truth. I was looking for comfort. Once I started combining tarot with mindfulness and intentional breaks, the readings got sharper because I wasn't using them to avoid discomfort anymore. Your tarot obsession isn't a flaw. It's a feature of how your brain and intuition interact. The trick is knowing when the cards are guiding you and when you're just chasing the next dopamine hit. When you can tell the difference, you can use the same science that hooks you to make your readings deeper, richer, and actually transformative. If this episode gave you a new perspective, subscribe to Tarot Logic. Here, we explore how the brain and spirit work together through the cards, and how to keep your readings powerful without losing your balance. Until next time, read with clarity, read with structure, and always read with logic.